Have you lost your mind, Dean? Have you guys lost your mind?
That's I've been accused of that often.
Yeah, that's what Stephen A. Smith was talking about. I caught a glimpse of that on First Take today, just in passing. But they were comparing Alabama and Texas and just kind of everyone's playoff chances, different scenarios, and then they're talking about the scenario where Alabama beats Georgia. Can you keep the SEC out?
No.
And to him, he thinks that you've lost your mind if you think that you can keep the SEC out of the playoff.
Listen, Stephen A. is a great entertainer. He is a big Alabama honk. For whatever reason, I don't know. I don't know the connection there. But
Winning,
well, yeah. I mean, it's that they
just
certainly have
being
won through
winners.
the years. Look, you cannot keep the best. Stephen A. is right about this. And I love that he like often Stephen A. will circle around a lot of issues, but boy, sometimes he's just straight at it, and he should be straight at it more often. But then you wouldn't have 3 hour show or 2 hour show, so I get it. But look, you cannot leave the SEC champion out of this thing. I mean, it's we've been through this. How many times we got to go through this, Ryan? It's the best league. It was the Pac-12. It was fun to date, but you know, too much weird stuff. It was just like
Late at night.
met the parents, and it was just like, oh man, I don't know. And you went back to where you belong, which is the SEC is the best league. They've got the two best programs. They might not have the best two teams right now, but the best two programs, toughest league for sure. 1 through 6 at least. He's right.
Yeah, no, I mean,
What percent chance, Ryan? What percent chance does Disney, who owns the rights to the SEC next year, what percent chance?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, this is not conspiracy. I don't do that. What percent chance do the people at Disney allow, as the broadcast partner, their big money investment over the next 14 years, I think it is 12, not be included in the college football
Yeah,
playoff?
you know what really just hit me, and what it really just sunk for me after you just said all that. Do you know what is actually ridiculous now that I think about it again? The idea that Alabama would not be in the playoff if
They
they beat Georgia.
totally would be in the playoff.
The Alabama Crimson Tide will be in the play. Do I like? Does that get it through people's head better? Will be in the college football. Georgia
Wait,
might not be, but Alabama definitely will be.
you talking about Georgia loses to them?
If Alabama beats Georgia, yeah, that's
Listen,
the
listen.
SEC will be represented because they are not keeping one of those two teams out. Because guess what? One of them is going to be the champion of the league.
Do you know how many times that the Southeastern Conference has not played for the national championship since 2006?
Let me
All right,
let me.
go. You ready? I'll just go through it real quick. As the champion or the team that played. You ready? Florida, LSU, Florida, Bama, Auburn, Bama, and LSU, Bama, and then Auburn. The only time they didn't was 14, 15 Bama,
Yeah, when
16
Ohio
Bama.
State beat Oregon, that was
Exactly.
the only time, right?
I'm not quite done, but 16 Bama, 17 Bama, Georgia, 18 Bama, 19 LSU, 20 Bama, 21 Georgia and Bama, 22 Georgia and Bama, 22 Georgia, excuse me. You really think that they're going to let, you really think that they're not going to let,
Those,
you're not going to
I
put this
don't.
on the screen? Almost 30 million people watch this national championship, Ryan, and you can take home this awesome, absolutely limited edition Kelee Ringo signed
I had to
DAWGSTRUCTION. We
figure
were
out
talking.
which book he had in his hands.
It's right here, man. Listen, hey,
That was
this.
great. You couldn't remember if you picked up Double Dogs or Dog Destruction. That was good.
I know the difference. This guy plays for Texas now, but you know, some of these moments will never be. I don't know who shot that, but you can own this. The link is right down below to the Kelee Ringo signed DAWGSTRUCTION forwarded by Jeff Foxworthy. Hey, listen, they're not gonna leave out Alabama or Georgia. They're just not going to. Those are two of the largest brands in the sport. They are two of the four most watched. They're not going to leave out. Listen, who they're not going to leave out, Ryan. You know who they're not going to leave out? Ohio State and Alabama and Georgia. They're not leaving those three out if they can get them in somehow. They're not. It's not going to happen. It just so happens that one of those two teams will win the SEC. One of those three teams will win the SEC championship. Now, Ohio State will get left out this time, but there's no scenario where you're not. I mean, Turner can't control who goes to the Final Four. Disney and the college football playoff totally control who gets to the playoff now. Now, people will say it has nothing to do with Disney. That's fine. I mean, whatever. They're broadcasting it. They're paying for the rights to it. They're gonna have the SEC champion in there. Period. That's just, I mean, the notion that they wouldn't get
because who are you putting in over them? I mean, it's not Florida State.
Yeah, I mean, are we really trying to say Florida State's better than Alabama? We know they're not better than Georgia. We're like they'd be like a 10-point dog to Bama.
Do they look at those things?
Would Auburn be favored against Florida State at home? They were a 4-point dog, or the Gators were a 4-point dog to the Noles this past week. I mean, I think it's a question. I don't know.
It would just be a smaller line.
Yeah. So, well, okay, but
But yeah, I get your point.
It's not fair right now. I mean, Clemson would beat Florida State right now. I don't know that Duke would necessarily because of their quarterback situation.
Clemson ranked 23, 24, something like that.
The Taters, they're 24-3, something. I don't know.
No, just another thing to your point. And we're not sure if they should be in there.
No, I mean, like Oregon. Listen, the Ducks and
dude, though, that's all you have to say about Florida State. You just said that a team that's borderline ranked would just straight up beat them.
Tennessee would beat them right now, I would think. Honestly, if Georgia Tech played the way they did against Georgia the other night, they would probably beat Florida State in Atlanta. Maybe not at Doak Campbell. But I'm getting off. I'm not trying to hate Florida State. I'm really not. The notion that the SEC champion would get left out is so, the unintended consequences of that would be significant. You would have a probable champion, who has had their coach suspended for 6 games for a cheating scandal, one of 2 cheating scandals. It would be viewed as an illegitimate champion in many circles. Now,
yeah, you want to give the SEC folks another reason to just obsess over that and call the SEC championship the real national championship.
It would not be UCF 2017. Okay, let's not get confused.
I saw a UCF 2017 national championships hoodie the other day.
Well, that person's intellect should be challenged, or their decision-making skills at least. Listen, I don't think for a lot of first of all, the winner of that game is going to be one of the best 4 teams in the country. If this is about the best 4 teams, Ryan, then that's what that should stop it in there. Georgia is already one of the top 4. Michigan is already one of the top 4. The winner of the Pac-12 is already one of the top 4. After that, I'm not so certain, frankly. But the notion, and I'll let you go. The notion that they would not have the Southeastern Conference champion in there after what we've seen, it's going to have 4 teams in the top 11.
Yeah, with Missouri too. I mean, they're gonna be in New Year's Six bowls. Ole Miss is probably gonna get left out of that.
Why?
The way it looks
someone can't go because of the.
And it'll probably be Ole Miss, I guess. Yeah. But
hopefully it's someone else. But it looks like that ain't right either. I mean, Ole Miss deserves better than that, and they should be in a power. But go ahead.
Yeah. If there is no justifying that whether that Alabama or Georgia is not one of the 4 best teams. If at this point, it just can't happen. Because if Alabama beats Georgia, yeah, look, we already think they might be scratching the top 4. They're definitely in the top 4.
I think it is concerning. I think it is concerning if you're an Alabama fan that you're at 8.
Well, and look, and it's because of justifications and explanations. That's what it all is about. That's why they're below Texas.
Yeah.
It's because they even though we think that today Alabama would beat Texas and the resume, I can't remember exactly how their resumes stack up, but It's
Alabama's is
hard to
good.
imagine that Texas is just not much better.
Right. What percent
They
chance
should be
does Ohio State getting into this thing now that we know what we know?
It's slim.
Very low, right?
It's slim. Yeah, because Texas will jump them.
Well, no.
I
So
would
so
argue.
is there a scenario where Ohio State gets in?
Florida State would have to lose.
Texas,
I
so
think you'd be rooting for
Florida State
you'd be
and
rooting for Washington. I would. No, that doesn't matter. That the winner of that game's in.
the winner of that game's in. But let
So it
follow
doesn't
me.
really matter who it is.
Well, hold on though. Georgia wins.
Well,
Hold on. Georgia wins at the 1. Michigan wins at the 2. The 3 is the Pac-12.
you would want it to
Or
be Washington.
hold on.
I'm sorry. I do.
Now you're jumping on me.
I get.
Georgia wins at the 1. The 2 wins. The 3 wins. Or the Pac-12 wins. It doesn't. The 3 is established. The 4 loses. The 5 loses. Ohio State's 6. Texas loses at 7, and Alabama loses at 8. I mean, Ohio State's not dead.
Okay, Texas wins. What happens?
They're not in. Yeah, Ohio State's not.
Florida State loses, and Texas is 12-1, and Ohio State's 11-1.
No, I think my suspicion is that any win from Texas, Alabama, or the Knowles, it's done for Ohio State. It's done for Ohio State. And listen, Texas is a 14 or 13-point favorite. I mean, it's not impossible, but you want to talk about drawing the straight. You need like 2006 Florida Gators drawing the straight, or 95 Florida Gators drawing, the straight. I mean, or whatever it was, 96. I mean, twice Florida has backed into playing for and eventually winning a national championship. Georgia can't say that, but I don't. Ohio State would be the 4 in that scenario. They'd play Georgia in that scenario in New Orleans, and I think Georgia would beat them by 10 points or more. I think it would be very hard for that. The Ohio State team I saw on Saturday, no. And, well, not just Saturday, the whole year.
That's what I was about to say. We thought that the whole year, nothing changed about how we thought about Ohio State on Saturday.
No, I think the most dangerous team to Georgia is Oregon.
Me
frankly.
too.
Even over Alabama, the more that I've studied this thing. But I don't know. Stephen A. Smith says there's no way, Ryan. What was the exact quote again? Y'all have lost your
Have you
mind?
all lost your minds?
I need to go find mine. Thanks for watching.